Hey Danny, what are we doing in today's video?
Foley footsteps. Foley tips and tricks. Footsteps. There we go. Good. Feet technique, there's no right or wrong way to do feet. With Foley, there's not really a school for it, so everyone's kind of self-taught. You can either do it sitting down, you do one foot, you do both feet. The best way I'd perform feet is by physically standing up and using both feet, so I can then put my full body weight into it. So when you're performing feet, when you're actually walking outside, you'll be doing a heel-toe movement. So when you actually move around in the world, you move your feet like that. So the trick with actually performing Foley footsteps is not to just stomp up and down because you're having to walk in place in front of a mic, but it's mimicking that heel-toe forward movement as you move around the surface. Best way to kind of do that is to almost roll your feet into the performance. So you start on the outside of your heel, and then it's almost like you come into the inside of your toes. So just doing it with one foot, I'm almost twisting my foot to move around. And then, because when we walk outside, we never walk on the same piece of surface more than once, I try and hit a different piece of carpet in this case. I'm getting subtle, slight differences. It makes your performance more realistic, more believable, and more immersive within the actual cinematic universe. You'll have a dominant side, most people do. Same with if you're playing football or something like that, you're going to be right-footed. Most people, you might be a left foot lead, but at the beginning, you'll have a really strong right foot, and then your left foot will almost have a limp as you do stuff as well. So you've got to then train your body to be equal both sides so you can then add even more variety. Another good way just to move around your surface as well is that when you start using both feet is to then open your hips slightly as you're moving around. So as I turn to then move around the surface so that I'm not just stood in place walking like Pingu, basically, because you're going to throw all your knees out. Create as much volume as you can. You want, with all your Foley, really to be as loud and proud as possible in the recording process so the mixer can then turn it down. So the way you do that is that all the actual volume of your feet is going to come from below the knee. So you need to make sure you lift your foot up enough off the surface to actually create an impact, but you're not stomping, you're just creating volume. So most people, when they start, they'll be very timid and very narrow and produce no sound, whereas really you need to be loose, confident, and I'm not stomping, I'm just being more forceful and particular with each step. And stop your steps as well.